Hmm. Why does my PC do this? Um, I am not sure if you can hear me or the game. If it's even showing the game. Of course. Oh, there it is. Um, um, welcome to the French Grand Prix. I'm sorry for the delay. My PC was a little bit strange, to say so. Again, if there is anything wrong with the volume or sound, please let me know. Oh, my PC is not liking it a lot. I'm unsure if it's taking my headset audio. Let me check. Why is it not taking my... Okay, that should be better. If anything is wrong, just let me know it in the chat. I have it open on my second screen. Oh, it's raining already. Nice. This might be some interesting qualifying then. Again, I'm on my wheel, so you might hear some clicking because my controller is still broken. I had like 5 minutes to set everything up right now, so help. Let's see, no one is going out yet. Oh, everybody's on the inters, of course, fastest lap. Let's see who's the first one. Nope. As we see a one car go, I believe that's Daniel. Let me... Okay, game was a bit loud for me. But Daniel, first one out. And there are more people coming now. Let's see what they can do on the intermediate tires. Of course, the nice blue lines. I hope you don't need glasses after this race, because this can hurt your eyes a lot. Beautiful blue-black lines. And the red ones a bit further up on the track. I like this camera angle. I want to see this more. But as I said, this might be a very interesting qualifying with the rain here. And who knows, it might dry up actually in the end. There's someone that's already spun apparently. That's a Haas, I think. Completely off track. That's not where you're supposed to go. Let's go back to Daniel on his flying lap. Let's see what he can do. .25.7 in the first sector. Ooh, that's an invalid lap, unfortunately. That's very early on. That's Gladius. Oh, that's Stainsy. Gladius is on a flying lap, just behind Daniel. Let's see what he can do then. Oh, also invalid. Tricky conditions, it seems. These intermediate conditions. Red Bull Aston Martin. Let's see. Here, Darwolf has not been invalidated yet. Let's see if he can complete the first flying lap. The first valid flying lap. Through the last corner onto the main straight. Oh, Sherlock actually is the first flying lap. I won 41. And the Wolf goes fastest with a 141.5. I've no idea what normal lap times are around here, especially in the wet. As Hardy just sets the fastest sector 2. As Jesse goes second and Meckling fourth. Pookie goes third with a 141.6. Hardy, one more corner to go. There's Goshen, 141.0. And Hardy, 140.9. We're getting quicker and quicker. Let's see, do we have anybody else on a flying lap? Daniel. His first run got invalidated. I'm Groffel Brewer, I'm commentating today. If you can hear me, I mean. Should be. Daniel goes fourth fastest on the second flying lap. Wolf goes even quicker on his second flying lap with a 140.9. Yeah, good. Voyander is invalidated his lap, so he's not finishing this one. As TomTom is also on a lap. Halfway through, just finishing sector 1 with a purple sector. Let's see what he can do in sector 2 and 3. If he can keep it up, he might be challenging for pole here. There's a yellow flag. I think someone might have spun or gone out of the way there. I'm not sure. Probably the Red Bull, I think. Or that's Aston Martin out of fuel on an in-lap, I think. But we don't care about that. We care about the lap TomTom is going to set after just a few more corners. As Daniel goes fastest with a 140.9. Just 400 quicker than their Wolf. TomTom goes over the line 140.2. That lap was a lot quicker. That was a great lap. Of course the conditions are getting better each time you drive on the intermediates. Because the track will be drying up, of course. Let's see if Voyander is maybe again invalid. So still no lap for him. Let's see if people are on in laps. I think that's the pit lane. Mackling just finished the lap, I believe. He's almost no ERS. Oh, Estanzia spun just in the first corner of sector 2. That's annoying. As Hardy is... Let's see, is he on a flying lap? I believe so. There's a yellow flag, that's a Haas, I believe. Spun in sector 2. And the Alfa Romeo is standing in a weird place on the minimap. Let's see what's Hardy going to do. P3. That's 2 positions gained for him. The pit lane, invalid. Anyone else? Daniel in the pit lane. Tangy just spun. Invalid. Let's check with Sherlock what he's doing. I think that might be an in-lap, because his ERS isn't draining. Let's see, Fusion. Only a few more corners to go. No lap yet. Let's see where he's going to place his car. Ooh. Let's see, that's a 141.6, which gives him 10th position for now. Let's see, anyone else? Hardy maybe again. I think he's finishing a lap. Ooh, a little bit of a small slide there. I'm not sure what he's doing. Because Gladius goes first with a 140.1. The track is definitely drying up as Hardy invalidates his lap in the last corner. Wolf again. Currently in P6. 2 more corners to go. I don't think he's on a flying lap because his ERS is almost full. Or he's just starting one. Let's go on board with him and see what he can do. No, wait, I was... A little bit of a wiggle there, but I hope he's still improving. Yes, he is still improving by 2/10, as he set the fastest second sector. The grid might look very, very interesting at the end of this qualifying. Because everybody is getting quicker. Who is that? Someone is retired. There's Jesse in the Aston Martin. That's very unfortunate. As Wolf goes P6, gaining 3 positions with that lap. Let's see, Tainzy is currently invalid lap. I think he might be starting one. Aljox's lap is now invalid too. Or should be at least. There it goes. As Daniel is a flying lap, I believe. Yes, he is. Oh, that's not what I meant. What the hell is going on here? Multiple cars going off track, letting people through. Understandable. Does it go back to Daniel? I forgot how to change the camera. Help. I changed it. Okay, good. As Tomshi and Jabba still haven't set a lap yet. No, as Tomshi now has set a lap. While entering the pit lane. Interesting move. And I believe Jabba's also in a lap. But first, let's see what Daniel can do. P10 to P1 with a 140.0. The track is getting so much quicker with only 3 minutes left Oh, Daniel is driving very interesting lines, to say so. Let's see what Gemma can do. I think Daniel might be trying to make the pit lane for one more lap or something. I'm not sure. As Gemma looks a little bit slower. Probably around midfield. Gemma in the Alpine. Where are he going? Ooh, he stays P17 with a lap that's not that good. Pit lane. Woyander is also going off track, together with Daniel, who's just absolutely cutting every corner he can. Very interesting, to say so. Java, of course, on his in lap should be entering the pit lane. Is Goshen on a... Oh, Angel has retired. Somewhere around here. Maybe you can see him in the wall. Yes, that's his front right wheel laying on the ground. That's unfortunate for him, probably pushing too hard through the corners. And someone goes straight on there. That's a Red Bull of Tansy, I believe, as Pookie retires. Interesting place. I'm not sure why Daniel was cutting every corner if he's not going out again. Bit strange. Let's see how much Goshen can improve on his lap. His TomTom goes quickest with a 138.7. The track is absolutely drying up here. Goshen goes fastest with a 139.5. What is TomTom doing? How is he so quick? But there are still a lot of people on their laps now, or just starting laps. So you might still see some changes. Tansy has retired in a very interesting place, to say so. I think he just went straight on into the barrier or something. Because he's there in the wall. That's a very, very interesting place to crash, I say so. Let's see if Sherlock can improve. Does he improve in Sector 1? Yes, 3/10. There's a lot to gain on this track that's been drying up for almost 18 minutes. A lot of people still on their laps trying to maybe challenge for pole position here with a better track. Let's see what everybody can do. I think the first ones are about to cross the line. Let's see. With the inverted lap, then we have an Alpine or a Williams, I'm not sure. As Jabba goes 5th, I think it is Jabba then. Next up is Fusion, will finish 10th. Sherlock now. Let's see what he can do. P12 to P3. So we have Hardy now crossing the line, going for pole position with a 138.4. And now we only have Gladius goes quicker with 138.3, as we still have two Ferraris and Aston Martin left on track that have to set their laps. As Ferraris go, I couldn't even see it because we were already here, but hey, that qualifying was very interesting. You have some people in places where they normally are not. The wolf is more up front than normal, in my opinion. Most of the quickest people are still a bit to the top. Sherlock and Java did very good, in my opinion. The top 3, Gladius, Hardy and TomTom. This might be a very interesting race if it's still raining in the race. Only 62,000 or 6,200. I'm not sure in English. Help. But aside from those two, quite a big gap to the rest of the field. So if it's dry in the race, it might be very interesting. If it rains, might also be very interesting. This race will be interesting, I think. A lot of slipstream on the main straights or back straights. It looks dry. It looks sunny even. So unless it's going to rain later on, which doesn't look like it. It seems we're going to have a dry race. With a lot of DRS. With multiple straights. This is going to be fun. DRS trains are a possibility, but there's also a few places where you can overtake, so yeah, will be very interesting. Why does loading take so long? Oh, as we're underway, where they predicted one stop strategy from the hard to the medium or a medium soft strategy. Let's see the tires. I want to see tires. A lot of people starting on the hards and then going to the mediums in the end, probably. And only Sherlock and Voyander have chosen for a different strategy, starting on the mediums and probably switching to the hards later on. They might have an advantage here. That we shall see. Well, no one has penalties, of course. Dilius, Hardy, TomTom, The Wolf, and Go Shannon in the top 5. So we have a bit of... I'm not sure what's going on, but... Everybody's just taking it easy, warming up their tires on their way to the grid. Ah yes, everybody's completely out of sync, having their own weaving strategies. It looks absolutely chaotic. But it's also very funny at the same time. Oh, as Hardy, I believe it is, spins out, taking out a brake marker. Or a... Is it a brake marker? I'm not sure what it's called. And overtaking people again. Yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, everybody's just moving out of the way for him. I guess someone understand that, but they don't have to. Huh, very interesting. Nope. Almost lost it while doing a burnout. As we are waiting for the last few people, as Fusion doesn't park correctly. So all lights are out and away we go for the French Grand Prix. It's a pretty okay start with Hardy's already alongside at the turn 1. Round the outside he tries, but it doesn't really work out. As Gladius holds the lead, as we already have a few people going wide here and cutting the corners. As Big Jabba's already started P9, I believe, is already down to P17. That's unfortunate for him. As we have a few overtakes in the midfield, but it's a little bit chaotic. Also Ferrari almost loses it into the Alfa Romeo of Daniel. Ooh, Stainsy probably has spun or something as he's dropping down the grid. As now TomTom is fighting with Sherlock and Goshen. We already have some great battles going on here as Fusion and Goshen are side by side, but Goshen backs out. Ooh, almost hits Fusion while going through the corner as he has a better line through there. Ooh, Goshen tries to go around the outside of Fusion there, but Fusion keeps the door closed. And he has to back out there. As Hardy is already chasing down Gladius with a small gap to P3 already. This might be a two-way fight if this keeps going on. As Daniel is overtaking Angel to climb back through the field after getting hit by one of the Ferraris. Having a little bit of a snap, I believe it was, but I'm not sure about that. Why you give me this angle? Don't do it. As Pookie is now fighting with TomTom apparently. How strong will the slipstream be? I don't think it's strong enough to do anything here. So let's check with Fusion and Goshen again as they're fighting really hard, but Fusion is also fighting someone else. With their wolf in front and TomTom and Pookie are also fighting really hard. Just right behind him. As they go side by side through the corner. That's a hard corner to go through together, but they keep it side by side through multiple corners. As Pookie cuts the track just a little bit. As Goshen has now the inside for the next corner and just gets past Pookie. And Pookie has to slot in behind for now. Pookie immediately tries to retake his position on the inside of the next corner. As they go in the final corner, they're side by side again. The Goshen has the inside, but Pookie has the better traction there. And now we also might see TomTom having some better traction than Goshen and just overtaking him in the inside of turn 1. We already have some great racing going on here, but sometimes it's a bit too much for me. As you now have, I saw some people side by side. Everybody's so close. Is he going for it? Let's see. DRS is open now. With DRS tries it around the outside, doesn't really work out there. But he has gotten very, very close here. Spooky already has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Ooh, is Hardy going for it? He goes for it as we get the worst camera angle possible. Hardy keeps the inside for the next corner. As Gladius tries to go around the outside, but it doesn't really work out. But now he's the inside for the next corner. And I think Hardy needs to slot in behind there unless he can get it back in the next corner. But there's a bit of a gap there. So Gladius holds the lead for now. DRS is open again. Does he make the move? No, not yet. He taps brakes just a little bit to stay behind Gladius. He probably wants DRS on the next straight. As we have a yellow flag, I believe that's Sherlock in the wall or just spun. I think he might have just spun since his ring is still there. Let's go back to the battle for the lead, as Gladius sets a purple first sector. Will the DRS be enough now for Hardy to finally make the overtake? I don't think it will. He has to stay behind for now. Spooky is overtaking Darwolf to go into P3. As Darwolf takes it back again immediately. As Spooky and Fusion are... Wow, 3 wide. Fusion backs out a little bit to give room to everybody else, but now has way more speed. And it's going... And that's Fusion going off track and... No, that was TomTom going off track and Fusion staying in the battle. As Daniel is still climbing his way through the field, now fighting with Jesse. Oh, but Daniel's dropping back together with Angel. I think there might have been a collision there. The wings still look okay, so maybe a tap on the rear maybe. Not sure what happened there. As this battle is only getting closer and closer. When will Hardy have enough speed? When will the DRS be enough? Let's see. Hardy has a little bit less ERS, but he's burning quite a lot. Ooh, is he close enough? I think he might just be. Ooh, as Gladius closes the door at the last possible moment. But Hardy is still so close as Hardy is using a little bit of energy to go around the outside, and he overtakes already before the corner. Gladius almost hits him, but Hardy takes the inside line for the next corner. Gladius right behind him still. As Hardy is getting a little bit of a gap now already. But now of course the roles will be reversed and Gladius will get the DRS, and he has already more ERS as well. This might be a big battle for the lead that might last the whole race. Unless Hardy runs out of energy first, as we have a spin from Angel, I believe that is. On the same place he probably had a collision with Daniel last lap. Will Gladius be able to stay close enough to make the DRS work? Six tenths almost. Getting a little bit closer now to the corners. As Hardy is quite low on ERS, as we get one of the worst camera angles again, like always. I don't think it will be enough. He's too far back. Will he try something in the next corner? I think he's too far away from for that now. Almost 5 tenths. TomTom and Fusion have climbed quite a bit to be in P4 and 5 now. That might be interesting to see. The type position changes. Fusion 8 positions gained. Pookie 7 positions gained. Jesse also 8 positions gained. Daniel lost the most, 6 positions. The Domshi also 5 positions. Jesse now gains another position and makes it 9 positions gained. I don't think Gladius is close enough to make this work. Unless he can close up in the first sector, I don't think his DRS will have a lot of effect, as TomTom says the fastest lap and is closing the gap to Pookie. The DRS won't be enough. I think Hardy will just start pulling away just a little every lap. The DRS isn't enough to keep Gladius in the battle here, as they're both burning quite a bit of energy. Hardy just a little bit more, just to stay in front and gain that advantage to try and get Gladius out of the DRS range. Let's see, do we have anything here? Pookie and TomTom getting a little closer to each other every lap. This Eljox is closing up to Fusion now a little bit, who is dropping a little bit back. Here's a small train going on. Is it small? No, it's quite big actually. I think that's P6 to P12 being in the DRS range of each other. Which might cause some nice battles if they can keep together. As Mackling has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So that's only 2 people with penalties now, Pookie and Mackling. As Eljox goes a little bit wide there on the exit. And he overtakes... Yes, he's trying it down the inside, but he was just having a look, not really trying anything. As Sherlock is overtaking Domshi there, who has a little bit of a bad exit there. But is he coming back on Sherlock? I don't think he will. Because both medium runners are now in P10 and P11. So the mediums are not working that much better, it seems. Ooh, Sherlock almost has no ERS left. Domshi has also not a lot, but still a little bit more than Sherlock. I think Sherlock might need to give up the position here. He doesn't have a lot of energy to fight with. There Domshi goes, down the inside. Side by side to turn 2. Sherlock has to go a little bit wide there on the exit. But Domshi has taken the position from Sherlock. Sherlock will, of course, have DRS unless he spins, which would be very unfortunate. And there's the DRS line. 8 tenths. I'm not sure if that will be enough to close up to Domshi, who... Does he have DRS? No, he doesn't. But the DRS isn't enough to close up for Sherlock. There's a battle going on now for P5 between Eljox and Fusion. Fusion takes it down the inside. Takes his position back. Keeps the inside for the next corner. And Jesse just follows Fusion through. And now it's Eljox fighting with... Ooh, in the inside of the corner. And now slots in behind Jesse again. Eljox might try to make a move, but he also has to defend from Goshen behind into turn 1. As Sherlock and Wolf apparently are very close together. As someone is spun, I believe that's Daniel. It's the only Alfa Romeo. So I think it is. As someone is in the pit lane? Or just driving very slow? Let me check. I think Sherlock might be in the pit lane. Or did Sherlock spin? I'm not sure. Ooh, as Fusion has a bit of a snap there. Almost takes the wing of Jesse with him. Yeah, Sherlock is in the pit lane. He started on the medium, so I think he might have some damage then. As Jesse is now going past Fusion with DRS and ERS. ERS was maybe not needed there in my opinion, but it's still a nice move. As Fusion has also lost his position to Aljox, who is right behind Jesse now. Mr. Wolf and Goshen are also fighting now. There's a lot of battles going on. I like it. More things to do compared to Suzuka last week. As Hardy is still growing the gap a little bit each lap. It's now 9/10, a little bit more. To Gladius. As Voyander is now pitting, also from the mediums. And now everybody should be on the hards, I believe. Yep, there we go. Everybody on the hards. Mediums will have an advantage, I believe, to the end. Because you can push more with lower fuel. No, let me get it. As TomTom is now very close to Pookie and has actually overtaken him for P3. The whole grid is so close together. Or at least multiple groups are everybody is fighting someone at least. Just by sitting in their DRS or something. Spooky is taking a bit of a different line than TomTom there. This battle might get very interesting as we have a spin from Angel again. This time on the exit of the chicane on the back straight as Hardy and Gladius sets the fastest lap. As TomTom sets the What the hell is happening? Huh. Okay. 3 fastest laps. Interesting. On older tires already. TomTom of course got a bit of clean air for the first time now. With Pookie behind him. As Mackling and Cheva are fighting. But this battle is a bit more interesting, in my opinion. Is Pookie going to do it? No, he just stays behind. But will he try it on the next corner? TomTom has 30% more ERS. So that's also in his advantage, as Hardy has now finally put a 1 second gap on Gladius. Which is still growing and shrinking every now and then. But it stays above 1 second for now. And Gladius won't have DRS, I believe. Let me check. No, he doesn't, as we go back to TomTom and Pookie. Pookie now with the DRS. Will he stick behind or will he try something? I think he's too far back to try something here. If he can stay with TomTom through the next few corners, he can maybe still have a chance with DRS on the next straight. As TomTom and Pookie are also closing up to Hardy and Gladius. So this might get, if they keep it up, this might get a, this might be a 4-way battle for the lead. No, Pookie just stays behind TomTom for now, as Sherlock receives a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Track limits are quite hard on this track. You have to use every inch. Sorry, I received a message. Let me... I'm sorry, I'm back. Pookie's still behind. I think he might just use TomTom to get closer to Gladius and Hardy. But the gap between Hardy and Gladius is almost 2 seconds now, but with the pace of TomTom and the DRS, they might actually close up and fight for the lead altogether. As the pit window is also opening soon, probably. I wish I could see the pit stop strategy again, but I can't, so that's unfortunate. Is Pookie going to do anything, or will he stay behind again? I think he might just be using TomTom. As TomTom now also enters the DRS range on Gladius. So the fight for P2 is now between multiple people. As TomTom has a little bit more ERS. And Gladius almost has none. So, my voice. I'm sorry. As Meckling is now pitting, is the first one on the hards to pit. As Angel is also pitting with 5 seconds penalty for speeding in the pit lane. It's not a great race for Angel today. 3 spins and a penalty. Very unfortunate. TomTom is still staying behind. But here, the TomTom keeps getting a little bit closer every corner to Gladius. And he's within 3/10, which might be enough with the DRS to just go for it in turn 1. TomTom, oh, as Angel has spun. No, Voyander this time. As TomTom overtakes Gladius in turn 1 with Eldrox, Fusion, Derwolf and Goshen pitting. As it's now a 3-way fight for P2 again. Meanwhile, Hardy is still putting away a little bit. As it's now Pookie's turn to try and overtake Gladius, who has almost no ERS left. With the DRS Gladius has on TomTom is just annoying Pookie. So Pookie can't get through yet. Maybe he can try it next lap. Or maybe they will just stick behind in the train and pull each other towards Hardy, who is leading with 2.3 seconds. Let's see, did people pit to mediums? I think they should be. Yeah, everybody's pitting to the mediums right now. Let's see what the leaders do. Do they pit? Do they stay out? TomTom is pitting after just overtaking Gladius. Interesting. Spooky is now going for it on the straight. He already gets through. It's now a Mercedes 1-2. Unbelievable. But Pookie isn't in the DRS of Hardy, as Tainsy gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But Gladius will get the DRS from Pookie. Pookie only has like 10% more ERS, so that's not going to help him too much, I think. As Jebba is overtaking multiple people who are pitting at Aljobs. Or was Aljobs also in the pit? I'm not sure. As Aljobs has left the session, apparently. Maybe his game crashed or something. But Pookie is putting away a little bit from Gladius. As Sherlock gets a 3-second time penalty, and I believe there's someone spun. Oh, that's Sherlock. That's unfortunate. Oh, and he got 5 seconds for exceeded track limits. That's new, as Tomsje is also spun. Just there behind us. A lot of spins going on now on the cold tires. Hardy is pitting together with Gladius. I don't like the new pit entrance, but hey. Pookie is one of the only ones to still pit. Yeah, Pookie and Jebba still need to pit. The others already pitted. Pookie, of course, still with his penalty, which might be a bit annoying. Is with a yellow flag. Jebba, multiple warnings. And Jebba got a warning for cutting track limits and for speeding in the pit lane. That's unfortunate. As I think it's Sherlock who spun again. Yeah. Because Jesse also gets a penalty now. Why is everybody getting penalties? Please stop. Oh. As Sherlock almost... No, not almost. He lost his car. And hit a wall. Oh, and he gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, and he retards in the pit lane. Okay. Understandable. Poor Sherlock. And Spooky is still carrying on the hards. Is he going to pit this lap? I think he might, because the other people behind him are having DRS from each other and closing the gap already. No, he stays out for another lap. Is he waiting for the safety car, or what is he doing? Very interesting strategy here from Pookie. Yes, Macklin gets a 3-second time penalty again for multiple warnings. Yes. Do we have any battles? Fusion and Darwolf are close with Goshen. And Daniel also a little bit behind them. Yes, TomTom goes fastest with a 1:33.0. Which is like quite a bit faster than the qualifying times. But those were in the wet, so yeah. When is Spooky going to pit? That's the real question here, because everybody else behind him is closing up. As Fusion gets a 3-second time penalty now. Just like everyone else apparently. Is that a new thing or something? You have to get a penalty or... Oh well. Darwolf is going for it. As we get this angle again. Oh, but he backs out in time and Fusion keeps the position for now. But Goshen is also very close as Spooky gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Is Daniel trying something there? Daniel down the inside of Goshen there. Is he going to make it? Yes, he is. As Gladius gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. As Spooky is spinning to the softs. Interesting strategy for him. But he has lost a lot of time by staying on those hard tires. He was right behind TomTom and now he's P4. with quite a gap to TomTom. He lost a few seconds there, that's unfortunately, but he has quicker tires. Interesting strategy from Pookie. Yes, TomTom has now entered the 1 second. Or just got out of the 1 second. I don't think he will DRS. But he will have a little bit of slipstream, which helps him get closer to maybe try it on next lap with DRS. As we still have our midfield battle going on here with Fusion going a little bit wide and Daniel as well. 3 of them with DRS, right by 3 people behind Fusion with DRS. Poor Fusion. But he holds on somehow. But everybody just gets a little bit closer to him. As Fusion is using a lot of ERS just to try and stay in front. But Daniel will just go down the inside. Will they go through together? Yes, they will. But Daniel will, of course, have the inside again for the next corner. Oh, and they touch. Daniel goes round. That's unfortunate. Now it's only a 3-way fight. There's a yellow flag as I think Angel has spun again. Meanwhile, TomTom is now getting very close. Almost half a second, 8 tenths, 6 tenths. Enough to get DRS at least. But will it be enough to make a move with the DRS? He has a little bit more ERS. Or will he just try to stick with Hardy for now? Or will he just try to overtake? He has to stay behind for now as he's still too far back. Will he try something in the next few corners? Or will he just stick behind and wait for the DRS? The Spooky is now overtaken Gladius. As Angel has retired in the pit lane. Ooh, side by side, bit of bumping going on there. Very small margins. Pookie on the softer tires, of course. And as we've seen, a little bit more pace. I think Jabba has spun in sector 1, and he gets a 5 sec, and he gets another penalty. I think Jabba is giving up or something. I'm not sure what he's doing. Please stop giving me this angle. Thank you. Gladius now DRS. Will it be enough? Maybe. A little bit of ERS he's using there. Pookie has way more. Pookie stays in front for now. As Jabba is just cutting corners everywhere. I think he might just be going to the pit lane. As Domshi is getting 3-second time penalty now. And a 5-second penalty. Why is everybody doing this? Domshi is retiring in the pit lane. Okay. Interesting. And Daniel has left the session. As Jabba cuts another corner. It doesn't look really nice, but okay. Suddenly everybody is retiring in the pit lane. That's boring. Oh well, at least we have a fight going on for P3 and P1. I forgot about the P1 fight because everybody else retiring. Oops. This gap has now grown to 7 tenths. TomTom closing up a little bit again. But it won't be enough. Because we still have our fight going on here. Where do I have... Oh. Well, a nice train Fusion's still leading the train somehow, even though he has almost no ERS and no DRS the whole time. While multiple cars behind him do have DRS. And only a little more ERS apparently. Just for Tainsy, who has like almost 50%. But the rest isn't even close to 30. Jesse is just still driving around on his own between in P5 there. Bit of a boring race for him. He's just driving around all alone. This Fusion still manages to stay ahead. I'm surprised by how Fusion stays ahead. It's very interesting to see. TomTom is just seems to be losing a little bit in the high-speed corners compared to Hardy. I think in all the corners he might be losing a little bit. Fusion is using the little bit of ERS he has to the fullest extent. As Tainsy is overtaken Eljox now, we're burning a little bit of his ERS. As Mackling is spinning and speeding into the pit lane. Probably to also retire or something. Or he's going to try for fastest lap maybe. But the battle in the midfield still goes on. Any moves? No. No moves. TomTom is now getting very close to Hardy. Let's see what happens there. I'll keep my eye on it. As Jesse has 12 positions gained already. Just staying out of trouble helps a lot, I suppose. Not fighting anyone. Boogie 7 positions gained. As TomTom is quite close. I don't want this angle. Is he going for it? No, he stays behind. Just not close enough. Just a little bit too slow. Even with the DRS and the slipstream. He does have a little bit more ERS, but he might just stay behind and just try everything on the last lap. So he won't get any... So Hardy won't get any DRS on TomTom to try and overtake the position. Or take the position back. As this battle is still... Well, it's not really a battle, it's more of a train. DRS trains are so stupid. So as Tainsy is doing something, going down the inside of their wolf. As Goshen gets a penalty. This whole train has penalties apparently, except for the wolf and Eljox. As Tainsy is really trying to make moves everywhere. He just wants to get through. What? Yes. English. Very good. As Eljox is now overtaking their wolf, who goes a little bit wide there on the exit of the final corner. As the gap between TomTom and Hardy still has grown a little bit. Again. It's just not enough for TomTom. He might needs to use a little bit more ERS as Macklin gets another 3-second time penalty. And is driving there just behind the leaders. Ow. Lewis Goshen almost goes side by side with Fusion there. I think that's finally it for Fusion, who now has to stay behind and do what Goshen did. Just stick behind in the DRS, defending from people behind him to get as many points as he can. Because Fusion has no ERS left. Goshen has nothing left. Tainsy has nothing left. Audiox and the Wolf have 10% left, but that's it. No one has ERS. The battle of no ERS. I have never seen this before. So many people together without any ERS. As Fusion has taken the position back from Goshen. I missed it, sadly. I'm sorry for that. It's beautiful as Audiox goes almost side by side there. No, nothing really changes. But they're so close to each other. I'm not sure how they're all still driving, as Macklin gets a 10-second time penalty for cutting the corner, I suppose. But it says exceeding track limits, but... meh. See, they're already in the final sector. I don't think TomTom will make it. Only 2 more corners to go for the race leader. Okay, 3. Now it's 2 for the race leaders. It was quite a hard battle with everyone, but Hardy is taking it home for the Mercedes. TomTom in P2, and Pookie will probably round out the podium for Mercedes, which means it's a double Mercedes podium. Oh, but Gladius has less penalties than Pookie, and Gladius takes 3rd position away from Pookie. As we still have some action going on here for the last few points between Gladius and Audiox. Will anything change here? Yes, a few people have penalties in front of their Wolf and Audiox, so they might get promoted. There they go, P6 and 7 instead of 9 and 10 for them. With Fusion, Goshen and Tainsy rounding out the top 10. And Voyander and Macklin was doing donuts. I mean, I would do the same if I was so far behind. If he DNFs now, it's amazing. Okay, he doesn't. Nice. Great race from Hardy and TomTom. TomTom climbing a little bit through the field. Hardy leading from the start. Fusion driver of the day. Yeah, sure. He has had some great battles defending hard from a 4-people DRS train. Very good race from him. But here's our race winner, Hardy. On the podium. With TomTom and Gladius. It was a beautiful race, a lot of DRS trains going on. DRS trains aren't always fun, but sometimes they are. And I enjoyed it a lot today. I hope you did as well. Otherwise I'm going to be sad. Don't forget to follow on the Twitch and the TikTok and the Twitter and the Instagram. But, oh, that's a lot of penalties. Macklin got a lot. Jabba also got a lot, but he was just cutting corners. Only 4 people who finished, not in the penalties. But our top 3, Hardy, TomTom and Gladius. With Pookie in P4, also climbing a little bit. And Jesse A very quiet race, but a very, very good result anyway. Starting P17. Pookie with an interesting strategy. P3 on track. P4 in the end, unfortunately, with the penalties. So you have Der Wolf and L-Jokes without penalties in P6 and 7. On track they were 9th and 10th. Great strategy. Getting no penalties. Always works wonders. Oh. Then I want to thank you all for watching. And I hope to see you next time. Next time we're racing Imola. Oh. This Sunday, 8 p.m. UK time, we're racing Imola in League 1. And next Friday, we're also racing Imola, but in League 2. Also 8 p.m. Oh no, 8 p.m. 7 p.m. Both races 7 p.m. One on Sunday, sprint race, and one on Friday. It's 8 p.m. my time, sorry. I hope to see you all next week, I think. Yeah, next week.